Web3 TV.
Hello and welcome to Web3 Talks. I'm Lisa Amnegard, and today we'll be talking about Zanzibar, where a $750 million cyber city is being built off the coast of Fumba. This city will be powered by blockchain technology, Web3 infrastructure, and tokenized real estate, transforming the tourist destination into a tech-first innovation hub. Joining me to discuss this and how the city would look like is Joshua Johnson, CEO of LiquidHectare and the platform powering tokenized real estate in the city of Dunia, Cyber City. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much.
And how's your day going so far?
I'm doing well. It's getting hot in Dubai and enjoying the sun and taking it all in. So we'll be going to Zanzibar soon for the summer.
Any excuse to visit a paradise like Zanzibar,
Yes,
right?
I love it, yeah.
But first of all, I wanted to congratulate you. I know that you are being awarded the 8th Global Excellence Award this weekend. So
Thank you.
what does this recognition mean for you?
Oh, thank you so much. Well, it's nice to be a part of the ecosystem here in Dubai and some of the excellencies here, being able to be a part of the local community and just getting acclimated to understanding the value that everyone shares, especially around real estate. So real estate here and the tokenization of real estate and the land registry and being able to connect all those dots, it's really exciting. And fractionalizing that, we're just being a part of that first in Zanzibar, so we're doing it in Zanzibar, and then here being a part of this whole ecosystem. And it's really exciting and really glad to explore more today and talking about it.
Yeah, definitely. And for those who are unfamiliar of LiquidHectare, what do you guys do, and also what kind of drew you to the project in Zanzibar?
Of course. So LiquidHectare is a primary and secondary marketplace to basically buy and sell real estate. And then you're able to access real estate in a fractionalized way. And that's really cool to be able to, basically anyone that can access a property and to do that. And we have different ways of tokenizing it and different products similar to a REIT, for example. So we're going to be launching that in Zanzibar first and partnering with Our World, which Our World is basically the collaboration with the Zanzibar government. And here, basically, it's the equivalent of ADGM or DIFC in UAE for those who are local here. We have a sovereign zone there. It's called Our World, and LiquidHectare is collaborating with Our World and being able to facilitate helping with the basically the real estate there in Zanzibar. So it's really exciting and really just seeing how you can fractionalize that ownership and helping facilitate real-world assets with land and real estate as the mechanism.
Yeah, definitely. Tokenization has really become a trending topic this year.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to know, why is Zanzibar looking towards tokenization now, and what kind of opportunities will it spearhead for the country? Yeah,
so it actually started with Christoph and threefold.io. It happened basically starting 3 years ago. So right now, Threefold is the largest data center in Zanzibar. And the president of Tanzania, Christoph, was talking to and basically told her she didn't have the internet. It's like, if you cut this, then you don't have the internet. And so to have it, you need a self-sovereign, self-healing, this decentralized open source, which is Threefold. And to be able to have that edge computing, this is what we need to do for you to have the internet. And then they did that. And so that was kind of the start of this journey of Christoph and Our World, and then I've since come alongside them. And then in Zanzibar, they basically wanted to do more. It's like, okay, what else can we do? And then this sovereign area came about, and then that's now become more and more. So a lot of next month we'll be making more announcements, and really a lot of fun stuff that we'll be announcing to the world.
Yeah, so many cities now are looking into smart cities, but this is kind of taking that concept to the next level.
Yes.
But just for the viewers to understand a little bit more about Dunia Cyber City, what is it going to look like, and what kind of opportunities will it offer local?
Yeah, of course. It's really cool. So a lot of amazing team players from many collaborative efforts around the world of projects you'll know between different countries. that are doing very similar things, like the Red Sea Project or NEOM, or there's a few things in Switzerland happening. So we have those collaborative efforts around the world of teams that are incredible at what they do. So being able to bring the best in class around together to bring it together. I'm really excited about some of the best people in the world coming together around this collaboration. And it's for people building together. This almost like this think tank of amazing minds coming together in this ecosystem. I always see it akin to like Bali 10 years ago in Zanzibar, and these minds coming together and thinking about the future of technology, the future of what it looks like, of creating real value and democratizing that value to be able to access it to the world.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen the renders. They're also focusing on sustainability, implementing AI, and I know there's also a tech hub.
Yes, tech hub. Yeah, even integrating tangibly. I think one of the coolest innovations is integrating the data centers into the buildings, and at 1/10 of the cost, being able to do that in a way that makes so much sense and save a lot of money for different governments and multinationals to be able to build it in a way that's sustainable.
Yeah.
And then yes, we have the renderings that you guys can see, being able to see that, and just the modular homes and being able to connect that in a way that's community focused, and to be able to have different tech hubs, different tech communities come together in a way that's meaningful, and then that collaborative effort. I definitely see that we're going to be able to do more firsts and just see what works, what doesn't work. And then in the next few months, we'll be announcing different things to be able to showcase what we're doing there.
Yeah, and this project is, I mean, it's a $750 million project, but in terms of LiquidHectare, you will mainly be focused on the tokenization side. Yeah. How does that work, and how does that look like for investors who want to potentially get involved?
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so right now we're tokenizing the land registry, and so there's a land token, and then there's the real estate token. So the first is actually being able to invest in the land itself. So you buying a piece of land, it gives you access to many things. It's actually a dividend as well to the 8%, which comes from the data centers actually. So when you're buying in that token of the land, of course, we're trying to make it as stable as possible. So that's why we separated the real estate token from the land token. So we're trying to keep it as stable as possible so it's not volatile. We don't want a 30x and then coming down. Yeah. We want it to stabilize as much as possible. So the 70 hectares, we're tokenizing the land registry itself. So the government wallet is issuing that basically land. And so instead of it being individual parcels, it's more of almost like a REIT. Okay. You have basically the issuance from the sovereign zone, and that has that and issues that token from the land registry itself. And then so based on the portion that you buy, so if you buy half of then you'll get half of the tokens.
So kind of the fact that putting the land registry on the blockchain will allow some protection for investors, and also the ownership of 100%. Owning the part of the token.
Right, exactly, 100%. And then that also gives more options for on-chain lending and on-chain insurance in the future for other things. Yeah. But yeah, that's the most exciting, I think. In the future, we'll go over that later. But I think that's exciting, just being able to make it. It's just like buying real estate, but then putting it on-chain helps give that financial mechanism another way for you can trust it.
Is there any projected ROIs for this project?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're trying to make it as stable as possible. So we're trying to stabilize it to, 8% yield, and like family office is basically the target market. So again, I wouldn't say, so in comparison to, let's say, UAE sovereign zone, it maybe 5x to 10x, you know? So, but it's still land, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So you're not, it's tangible land. We can't, I don't want to actually make it 30x because then it's not realistic for actually the community.
Yeah, definitely.
Because then the community then has, it actually screws up everything else around it, right?
Yeah.
So then I want it to be more stable.
Which leads me on to my next question, because I know Zanzibar, they recently announced the sandbox to attract foreign investors to innovate in the tech sector, which is also part of the Dunia Cyber City project. But how can you ensure that, let's say, the benefits of the project will also benefit the local community as well.
So that's why we have a lot of grants around as well to basically foster, for example, art and creativity and local, for helping the local community. So for me, having that, it's always going to be a portion of the profits. For example, us, and being able to put back. So anything, it's all, for example, all this money that we're taking in actually is not going to anything but building the infrastructure. So all this investment for the tokenization is actually just building the infrastructure. And then even then, we're taking a portion of that and then giving it to the local community around art and development for everything else.
And I also saw that there's Deepen project as well. Is that also something for people in the local community to invest in?
Yes, 100%. So that's the threefold.io. That is like the original Deepen before Deepen was a thing. And that's the data centers, the sovereign AI, and the infrastructure, and then things that we're connecting, which is open source, decentralized compute, edge computing. So they can benefit from that, and they can have revenue from that. So it's exciting to be able to include the locals, to make this for the locals, and to have the community, like this giant think tank, of creating value. So it's not specifically for tourists. It's not. It's for people to live there and for the community to benefit.
Yeah, definitely. And in your opinion, how do you see sort of this helping Zanzibar steer away from being a tourism-first nation to a tech hub?
So if anything, we were trying to make it more like the Singapore of Africa. And so what that does and what that has done for the ecosystem, being the first on-chain government in the world of its kind, and to be able to have AI agents and to program that, and to have that process where an individual can also be a business, and to have that represented through banking rails and different things from a sovereign level. I think that it's very important. We're doing a lot of things that have yet to be done. And so that will create value and economic growth in many ways that we have not even yet studied, especially like the BCG Ripple graph that maybe you can show, that 0.6 trillion to go to 18.9 trillion. I mean, that's all forms of value, right? So if you're able to capture even a few basis points of that in a part of Zanzibar, because there's the 40-60 split with that, I think that is so much growth for the whole country.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's that trade. We're seeing a new form of trade. Singapore once was basically the physical trade, right? Now in that digital trade of what that looks like, of tokenization of all forms of value, that's a whole new frontier of what is possible.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I think that that's exciting in terms of that will help benefit the local community.
Yeah, and this is a new type of project and new type of way of thinking around building smart cities. So do you think this is kind of the way forward for Africa? Can it be replicated elsewhere, and can it unlock new wealth creation for African nations?
Oh, of course. I think it can be replicated, and we're already discussing it with others. But yeah, I think we want to hone in and make Zanzibar successful first, but we can collaborate with other nations. And we've already seen, other nations reaching out and seeing collaboration and what that looks like from a digital footprint, from physical. There's so many angles, right? But yeah, I think in terms of real world assets like mineral rights and things, putting it in the land registry itself, and then being able to have that.
And what kind of timeline is this project, and what phase are we in now?
So right now, the decree happened in December. Christophe's been working on it for 3 years, basically connecting that in next month. We'll be having more announcements. So that'll be kind of the major announcements. And then just this summer, we'll be leading up. And then by December, we'll have it basically full-fledged going. But our goal for the land itself, and raising 10 million right now is the goal. And there's a 30% discount for the first 10 million. So we just started that raise last week. And so we'll raise that this month. And then basically the goal is to start, so we'll have 200 properties, basically units, within 9 months.
Okay,
so,
and I think there's 5,000 units in total, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we'll have the first 200 units in 9 months, and then that will just be for the internal ecosystem, and then we'll just grow from there. But yeah, everything is starting now. It's happening now. definitely excited to be able
Yeah.
to see it actually come to fruition.
Yeah, definitely. And if somebody wants to invest in a token in Dunia Cyber City, how can they do that?
Yeah, so ourworld.tf is the website. We can go basically collaborate there together. And yeah, we just want to see, we're definitely interested in seeing how we can collaborate. Like my email is joshua@liquidhectare.com. We want the right people involved because it can get, I guess there's a lot of, there could be bad actors as well, you know, coming in. So we want to be very careful about this collective, this kind of an oasis of sorts that we're building. So we definitely want the right people involved.
Yeah.
And so being able to get involved and speak to them and really hone in on how we create this for a better world. We're not trying to go back to the same banking system. We're not trying to go back to the same traditional financing mechanisms. We want to democratize it. And like you said, for the locals, for the community, how do we improve Zanzibar? How do we improve these other developing countries that need this model to improve for them?
Yeah.
And so I think it's really key for us to get the right players and right partners involved.
It's definitely a very exciting project, and it has a really nice mission to improve the lives of those less fortunate, right?
Yes.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for speaking
much.
with me. It's been a pleasure having you here on Web3
Lisa.
Talks.
Thank you so much.
And that's all that we had for you today. My name is Lisa Amnegard, and you're watching Web3 Talks.
Web3.tv